Hello there, thank you for tuning in and watching my email marketing masterclass for beginners. So today I want to talk you through why I think email marketing is vital for any business and how you can start implementing it. And really, email is what brings your whole marketing strategy together. So, why listen to me? I have a first class degree in computer science, so my background is technology based, so I do get technology and I understand how to use it. I've been in business over 10 years, it's more like 12, 13 now. So I've seen, I've tried lots of things, I've been around quite a while, and I know what works. I've used the internet to build my businesses, very much in the early days, definitely. Obviously I've tried other marketing strategies as well, but predominantly the internet is what I find comes to me naturally and works very well. I've worn very many hats. I've run businesses in lots of different models, lots of different things, so I've seen things from lots of different angles, and like I said, technology is my friend. I understand how it works because of my background, and I can see how it can be used to really make things easier for us, us mums in business. So, starting right at the beginning, what is email marketing? Now, email marketing is, it's about, basically, it's you creating a list of people that have shown an interest in what it is you do. So they've raised a hand. Now, this could be customers that have bought, people that have seen you at events, people that have signed up to your mailing list, people that have inquired. It's about creating and gathering those together in a list, and all that is it's a list. It could be in Excel, it could be anything. It's basically a whole thing of email addresses for you to use, and then what you do is you regularly email them with value to build your relationship with them, so that you're constantly in the mind of your customers, so that when it's time for them to buy, they will buy from you because you've built a relationship with them via email. They remember who you are regularly, and they've grown in confidence. You're always there, you're regular, you're consistent, and they can trust you. Whereas if you weren't using email marketing, then what happens is someone will come along to an event, or they see you online and they think, that's nice, but I don't have anyone to buy for at the moment, I don't have any money, whatever the reason is. I'll remember that, I'll come back later. But the chances are that they never ever will. And if you put yourself in their position, I'm sure there's things that you've seen on your travels that you've thought, that's really lovely, I must do that, and then you forget. At the end of the day, it is not your customer's responsibility to remember to buy from you, okay? It's your responsibility to remind your customers that you're there, the value you can bring, what you can offer them, and why they would want to do business with you, to buy from you, okay? Email marketing is so important because it's what brings it all together. Now, many a time I've been told, why aren't my events working? Why aren't I converting from doing events, or this and that? Or why is my Facebook marketing not working? Because quite regularly, business owners, especially people that are just beginning, rely on that first impression. They rely on someone seeing you and buying instantly, and that doesn't happen very often, okay? More often than not, it's statistically proven, and I think it's gone up since this, but customers have to see you like 7 times, like I say, it might be even more than that before they buy. So to rely on that one event for them to buy from you, and then, like I say, remember to come back to you in 6 months' time, is a very tall order. Whereas if you focus all of your efforts in building your list and then selling from your list, then you are so much more likely to have a better response rate, a better return on your investment. That is why it's important. It also allows you to communicate your message, because quite often we've got lots of different messages, lots of different propositions, so it allows you to put that out there, build that relationship, which is vital in all marketing. So that is why email marketing is so important. Without it, you're basically out there firing things into the air, hoping that people catch them exactly the time that it's right for them to buy. And you think how hard that is and how rare that's going to be, that you compare that with you building a list and just being there regularly, like every other week or every month or something, or weekly, reminding them, not hard selling. It's about building a relationship, but you're there in their conscious minds. Even if they don't open your email, it's still in their inbox and they're thinking, oh yeah, I remember seeing them there, or I remember that. You know, that's enough. It keeps you fresh in their mind and they're starting to trust you. And as I've said a few times, it's about adding value and building relationships to that person. So it's not about having a list, emailing them regularly saying, buy from me, I do this, I do this. It's about adding value. So this is where you really need to know your target customer, your ideal customer, who is on your list, who is it that you're attracting, what do they want, how can you add value to that list, okay? And then you want to add value, you want to send them value, you know, things that you've seen that would be relevant, things, you know, if you're a local business, what's in the local area that would be of value, things that, you know, little freebies that you can give them. It doesn't have to cost you anything. It could be little downloads, little PDFs, some information. And then also get your personality across in your emails, you know, because that's what they're going to buy from. They're going to buy from you. Because when you put yourself up against your competitors or someone else or, you know, something else that they want to spend their money on, people are swayed because of the people behind the businesses. So this email marketing is a way for you to get your personality across, so that they get to like you and they, you know, they're building that relationship and that rapport with you, and that is where you can start making sales. So that is, you know, email marketing at the very basic level and why it is so important, okay? So looking at a bird's eye view, the thing that you need to do is to design your strategy. Let me just see what the next, okay. So the bird's eye view, it's about looking at how email brings it all together. So the way that I like to see it all is as a funnel, okay. And basically what you create is a journey that all your customers go through. So it's about designing what that journey is going to look like, okay. So I think we get onto that later in another slide. So at the moment, I just want you to be aware that the email is what ties it all together. So you're bringing everyone into your list. That is your number one primary goal. And then from that, you can communicate your messages. So you need to know what messages you want to get across, what's important, who your ideal customer is, you know, like I said before, so that you know the sort of things you want to be emailing them. It's all completely vital, important stuff to get really clear at the beginning. And your email brings it all together because it's a regular, consistent, I've said that word a few times, consistent is key. You know, you want to be doing it on the same day every week if you can, or the you know, the first week of the month, or however often you want to do it. But it needs to be consistent so people begin to rely on you. They're expecting that email in their inbox. Whereas if you go 6 months and then sometimes you've got a couple in a week, people don't really get it. You know, that they might forget about you in that time. So it's all about consistency. So people are expecting and they're trusting you that you're regular and you come out when you say you're going to come out. Okay. So the how behind setting up a list, it's not difficult. You can set up a list with tools. There's lots of tools. There's Constant Contact. There's Aweber, which is quite, you know, is quite a well used one, but quite expensive. The one that I recommend when you're just starting out is MailChimp. It's very graphical. It's free for up to a certain level of lists. You can get started. It's very easy to use, and you can be up and running and have your list all created within an hour tops. Okay, and that's creating your form and adding it to your website and everything. So you want to choose a system. Now a system is what basically allows you to gather all these emails together in the same place and allows you to basically send an email to that list, because you don't want to be sending them through your Gmail account or anything like that, because Google, when your list grows, you know, you could end up into issues with that. So you need something that ties it all together. And the good thing with the systems is that it shows you, and we'll get onto this again later, you know, who's opened it and what they're doing, and you know, how long they've been on your list. So choose your system. And as I say, MailChimp at the moment when I'm filming this, it's free for up to about 2,000, you know, people. So it's a great starting place. Then you want to create your form, and that's the form that people will fill in to get onto your list. Okay, and we'll talk about ways that you can entice people later. But basically you want a form on your website, you can add them to your Facebook page, anything like that, but it's where they put in their name and their email address and then they're added to your list, okay? Now you can have more than one list. You can have a customers list, you can segment your list, so you've got sort of really hot prospects and people that you've barely even met, or people that have downloaded various things. You know, if you really want to go to town, you can have a list of people that have bought particular products, so that you can define your message to them a little bit more. You know, you can get, the more targeted your messages to your list, the better the results. So, you know, you want to be thinking about, you know, the more that you can sort of segregate your list, segment your list, is better, but then don't make it too complicated that it's going to cause you issues. So, you know, again, this is all part of your strategy that you need to think about. You know, who are your different ideal customers, who are your different, you know, prospects. So they're people that have bought from you. Do you segment them out? Is it important to do that or not? Does it not really make a difference? You know, these are things that you need to think about, and everything's going to be different in each person's business. But basically, the form is a bit of code that you will get from MailChimp or your chosen system, and you just copy and paste that onto your website, and that puts the box there. Or there's apps that you can add to Facebook and things like that. So that's how you create your form. Also, before I move on, you know, you will gather information at events and in-person things that you do, and then you can input them yourself through this form or directly into the system. So it doesn't have to all go through that form. Okay, so part of your strategy is your email schedule. You know, when do you want to send it? So now this is going to be a bit of trial and error, and you might need to monitor your statistics a little bit at the beginning, but you can use a bit of an educated guess. You know, when is a good time for your ideal customer, the people that are on your list, to receive your emails, you know? So they set, you know, lunch times or something if they're office workers. So Friday afternoons could be good because they're sort of winding down and they're looking for distractions. Monday mornings perhaps not so much because they're getting in from the, you know, they're starting the day and they've got loads to get on from the weekend. If you're dealing with mums, it could be, you know, again, lunch times or sort of the 10 o'clock when they're back from the school run, something like that. So use an educated guess. When's the best time to send and when's the best day? And a bit of research online can sometimes help shed some light on that as well. You also want to think like what you're going to send. What sort of information you're going to send. This can all come into like a little plan document in a spreadsheet or something like that. Just to help you, because the more planned it is, the more likely it is to happen. If you expect yourself to sit down at a certain date and just drop out an email, you know, it's possible to do. You can do it very quickly. You don't want to overcomplicate things. But if you know that at a certain time, at a certain date, you sit down and you're writing about this and this is the email you want to send, you can then start pre-programming it, which is even better. Because that means that if your little one's poorly or something happens, you're on holiday, everything carries on as normal. So your emails carry on going out. So, you know, you want to be putting it in a spreadsheet if you can. So if you're just choosing to send monthly emails, then, you know, what are you going to send in the month of August? You know, what's your value that you're going to add in August? Could it be like a summer activity for the kids or, you know, a cocktail recipe or something like that, you know? Every business is different. What are you going to send? So when are you going to send it? What are you going to send? So in a spreadsheet or a document, it'll just help you take the pressure off that you know already what's going to happen before you get there. And then I just want to make a word of unsubscribe. So some people don't want to send emails because they don't want to get unsubscribes. Well, the fact that you're getting unsubscribes is a sign that you're sending enough emails. If you're not getting any unsubscribes, it's probably because you're not sending any or not sending enough. So, and also perhaps not being consistent. So it's really important, you know, it doesn't matter if you're getting unsubscribed, it just means that person's not interested anymore. So they were interested and they're not anymore. It's not an issue. It's better that they unsubscribe and they're off your list than on there and doesn't want to receive it. So actually unsubscribes are nothing to worry about, and it's just a sign that you're doing the right thing and that you're you know, obviously, if you sent an email out that was offensive and you got loads and loads of unsubscribes, then that would be a warning sign. But I'd always expect to get a few unsubscribed after every email that I send, sort of 2 or 3. But obviously, yeah, if you get a majority, if you get a big influx of unsubscribes after an email, then you'd want to go back and analyse what it is you said and how that may have offended your ideal customer on your list. So I alluded to this earlier, the customer journey. So part of your strategy is what your customer journey looks like. What's going to happen to your customer when they get in touch with you? Okay, so it could be that they get onto your list for whatever reason. We'll come on to that later, and then you take them through the various things that you offer, the different benefits of working for you, interspersed with bits of value and stuff like that. So you can, like in Word or something, create a bit of a schedule. So, and basically what I mean by autoresponders is that MailChimp can do this and most systems can. Let's say day 1 after joining, they get email A. A week later they get email B, a month later they get email C, a year later they get, wow, you've been on my list a year, here's a little gift. There's loads and loads of things that you can do with it, but you can imagine how powerful that is. You know, you could send one every, you know, at 6 months. It's about, you know, wow, you first came across me 6 months ago, you know, here's a special voucher. There's so much that you can do with it, and the great thing, and this is what I love, is that once it's all set up, you don't have to think about it. All you need to think about is filling your list. You do not have to think about what you're going to email once you've got your autoresponders in place. This is separate from the value. It can be separate. Again, this is down to strategy. So it could be that you don't send any monthly emails and it's all done on autoresponders. So every week and month, they're taken through an individual, well, they're taken through the same journey, so they get the same emails weekly, monthly, but they're all at different stages, you know. So you can do it that way, or you can have a little initial autoresponder, say for the first week to a month, where it's a few more emails, not too many, because they don't want to think, oh, I've got into this email now, I'm being bombarded. And then at key times, like, oh, well, you know, it's your 6 months, it's your year, which you couldn't remember on your own. This is why autoresponders are so good. So you want to map out your journey. So once they've joined you, this is what happens. These are the little things that they get along the way. And it's all about planning so that you can set it up and then forget about it. You do not want to be thinking about this daily. You know, once you've set it up, you can let it go. And it's all about just knowing that it's part of your strategy. It's really important, and you put things in place to make sure it happens so that you're not worrying about it. It's one of those things that you think, I really should do that. It's something that you know that you're doing. You think about the product options. You know, what is it that you offer and how can you drip feed that into your system, your autoresponders or your emails and things. And make sure that your emails always have a call to action, and that is basically asking them to do something. And we always, you know, it's very easy to think that customers know what to do. So if you put something on Facebook, for instance, you would assume that if they liked it, they'd like it. But there's great research and proof that shows that just by asking for them to like that image means that you get a much bigger engagement rate because you've asked for it. So again, on your emails, ask, do you want them to go and visit your a web page? Do you want them to get in touch with you? Do you want them to request a price list? Whatever it is, ask for it and it's more likely to happen. So really this slide is all about mapping out your customer journey. I like doing it in flow charts and things. So you know, customers come in here and then they go here, and if they want to buy, they could go onto another list. It can get very complicated, but as I say, if you're just beginning, just have one funnel that all your customers go through and they get a series of different emails, value, call to actions and things that take them through a journey, so that you know after a few months, 6 months, a week, whatever it is, that they've got all the information that they need without it being like overwhelming and sort of in their face. It can, you know, and also shows you're sort of in touch with them. So yeah, that's your customer journey. And again, putting in your own voice, your personality through it all, and that's really important because that's what's going to warm them to you. Okay, so tracking and measuring. It's really important to track every aspect of your marketing, and especially with email marketing. So when you do your offers, you want to put codes on so you know they've come from your email list. You can use Google Analytics, you know, check where things have come from, that your email activity is driving traffic to your website. Also, you can track the open rates and click rates. So have certain email headers got better open rates or click-through rates? So is it better to have an image in it? Does it work better if you have short content? Sorry about that. Does it work better if you have short content or long content, or, you know, different call to actions, you know? So test things and measure them, and when you find something that works, and do more of that. So it's all very much about keeping an eye on everything. Don't just do it blindly. It's the same with all marketing. You need to know what it's doing. So to build your list, you need to ask what's in it for your customers. Why would they want to be on your list? Okay, because people are fed up with loads of email. It's got to be quite compelling these days. So a good way is to create a lead magnet, and that's basically something that you can promote that's free, that they get for free into their inbox if they give you your email. There's nothing dodgy about that. It's just, you know, that if someone is interested in something that you've got, they sign up, and then you can be in contact with them. So it really needs to be related to what it is you do, or very of interest to your target market, your ideal customer. Really, that's the key, because some industries it might be very hard to think of a lead magnet, but it could be a gift guide or a voucher, or you know, like the certificates that we use at the Keepsake company, or a guide, or a top tips, or you know, my top tips, whatever it is, something that would be of interest, and it's got to be quite compelling for you, okay, for them to be on it. And it's basically saying, you know, so then you start promoting your lead magnet, and people then will share it. You know, the more value you can pack into it, the better, because people will share it, and that's how you're going to grow your list. And then obviously you need to drive traffic to your lead magnet and your capture pages, and that's, you know, that's what we'll get onto next. So just a little word about monetizing your list, okay? So obviously you want to be adding value and building your relationships, but you also can monetize your list in other ways. So obviously you'll promote your products and services, and that will create extra revenue in your business. Whenever I've done it in the past, I can always guarantee that I get a flurry of interest and I get some sales through it. So it's like push button marketing really when you get it right. But you can also add links to affiliate products. So these are links where you promote someone else's product, it's tracked through special links, and if that person makes a sale, you get a cut, you get a percentage. Now Amazon have affiliate links, there's lots of other companies that have affiliate sort of programs, so you can set up and then you can email your list those. So it could be sort of hands-off marketing, an income for you, because once you've got your list, you can make money through other people's products. There's also joint ventures. You know, you can charge people to be emailed out onto your list if you've got a good list. You can swap with other people. So joint ventures are basically things that you do together. So it may be that you promote someone's product or something, and if they make a sale, then they give you a cut. So same thing as affiliates, but it's a way of monetizing, bringing extra cash into your business. There's also Tripwires, which is basically, so once someone signed up for your mailing list, you offer them a real no-brainer purchase on the thank you for subscribing page. So someone fills in their details, their name and email address. They get to the thank you for subscribing page, and on that you offer them a really no-brainer offer. Now that could be, you know, something that you already sell with a big discount. It needs to be profitable. This is a way for you to make a bit of extra cash. So something that's not going to sort of take up all your time, but it could be a small product, or, you know, it needs to look like it's got real value. It needs to be a no-brainer, basically. But it could be, yeah, it could be a discounted offer. It could be something that's not available anywhere else, something like that. But that really helps, you know, increase your revenue really from your list. So so basically the way it would work is that someone sees your lead magnet, they say, oh, I'm really interested in that top tips document or that certificate or something, I'll sign up for that, I'd like to get that. And then they end up on a page with an amazing offer that's like too good to say no to. It's a bit of a no-brainer, and they think, oh, well, I'll get that then. So what you've done is just made a fiver, you know, and which you wouldn't have done otherwise. So that's why Tripwires are quite good. It's an extra bit of income into your business that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't had an email list. So I'm going to go back to the other thing. So I'm going to talk to you about driving traffic, okay? Because that's the key, you know. So once you've got all this in place, so you've got your system set up, your MailChimp, whatever it is, you've got your forms on your website, you've got your lead magnet, and you've got a bit of revenue, you know, revenue generating things in there like Tripwires or affiliates or something. So then you've got your autoresponder set up. So you've got your structure in place. The next thing you need to do is to fill that funnel, okay? So that is, it's filling up your email list, making it as big as possible, really growing your list, because that is where the value, you know, that is, you know, so it's a numbers game. With all marketing, it's all about numbers. So the more people you get on your list, the more likely they are to click an affiliate link, the more likely they are to buy your product, okay? So don't worry about, oh, I don't know if I want them on my list or they're not right. It doesn't matter. As long as you're targeting in your head and it's all geared around your ideal customer, they're the ones that are going to buy from you. But, you know, it doesn't matter. You just want to be growing your list in a very ethical way, I might add. You know, you don't want to be doing anything dodgy. It all needs to be ethical. And with that in mind, make sure that the only people on your list are people that have subscribed. Don't just add people. You know, and do, you know, there's lots of things online that you see where you can scrape things off Facebook and stuff. Don't ever go down that route, because there's no point, you'll just end up in trouble. So do it all very much, you know, it's all about value and content and being of interest to people, okay? So, and then they sort of raise their hand and say, oh, I'd like to know more. You know, that's how it works. That's what you want to concentrate on. Don't do any dodgy practices. And it's the same with SEO. There's, you know, basically, if you're a bit embarrassed to tell anyone about what you're doing, then it's probably something that you shouldn't be doing. You know, it's black hat. It's not something that you want to be associating your business with. You want to do it all legitimately, like we've discussed today. So, some of the ways you can grow your list, okay? So you can run giveaways. You know, you can do a giveaway. So, and this could be something you do monthly, like you do a monthly giveaway on a list, like you do a £20 voucher every month to your list. So get on the list, and we did this for a while at the Keepsake Company, and it grew our list really well because we did a competition a month. So you had to be on the list to be entered, but we did it. We chose someone from the list every month. So then you can start promoting your list and your business to competition sites and stuff like that. Now there is a school of thought that you might end up with people that just want freebies. But those people that want freebies will and may be in a position to buy your product somewhere down the line. So does it matter? It doesn't cost you any money, it doesn't matter. You never know, they might win another competition, £500 aside, they want to spend it with you. You just don't know. There's no point limiting yourself, because you don't want those freebie hunters on your list. And there can be a really cost-effective way, because anyone that's interested in what you do, if you're saying that they can win one for free, they're going to be on it because they're interested, they just haven't got the money at the moment. You could run some sort of challenge, you know, in the group. So again, with your target market, it could be that you did something on Facebook. I don't know, you could do like post a picture of a thing, or, you know, keep a diary for a month, or I don't know what it is, but you could do some form of challenge where you get a little community going around your business, a bit of excitement. And again, people would join your list because they've joined the challenge. I've mentioned joint ventures. It could be that you have, you know, some other companies that are in the same field as you, who have the same target audience and an ideal customer, that aren't directly competing with you, but it could be that you do something together so that they email your lead magnet to them and you do the same for them, and then you're both growing your lists. Or you could have a guest speaker come in or whatever, or you could be a guest speaker for someone else. And they're all different ways. By working with other people, you can grow your list. Ask people. You know, ask people to tell their friends about what you do and to share, like people that have already bought from you and shown. Ask them to share your lead magnet or whatever it is that the reason why someone would be on your list. Ask the list to forward on and tell their friends. You've got Twitter and Facebook. You know, you can do, so your social media strategy, you're driving people to your lead magnet all the time, your website all the time. That is, you know, that's what's important about your social media efforts, is that everything you're doing there is funneling people into your list, which is where the marketing and selling comes. So don't be disheartened if you're not making sales from Facebook. I think it's probably quite rare to sell from Facebook, but you use the Facebook traffic and the marketing engine that's behind it to drive people to your website and your list. That's what you want to be using Facebook for. Same with Twitter. So all your efforts on there is you want to be getting people onto your list. You can do ads as well on Facebook, and I think on Twitter. You can do blogging, so really interesting articles and things. You can have guest bloggers as well come on and talk on your blog. So it's about regular content that you can be putting out there that people find of interest, so that they'll find you in the search engines, they'll share, and then obviously you've got call to actions and banners around it saying to join, you know, to download your lead magnet or whatever it is that you want to tell them to get onto your list. Videos on YouTube, again, you have a call to action at the end to join your list for more value, that, you know, more videos just like this, join my list, or, you know, to request your free top tips guide, your lead magnet, you know, come and sign over at www.blablabla.com. So YouTube videos are very powerful. It doesn't have to be talking to screen. You could do something like I'm doing now. You could have a presentation that you talk over. You can talk, face to camera. You can do something completely animated. There's loads of ways you can do videos, but videos is very, very powerful. On your website, make sure it's really prominent that that's what you want to happen. That you want them to join your list, and this is what's in it for them. So banners and pop-ups, or calls to action on the front page. Make it really visual so that that's what they see. That is your number one thing you want to happen. You want them on your list, so that they're not a one-hit wonder. They haven't just visited your site one-off. They're on your list, and you can keep marketing to them and telling them all about yourself and building a relationship over time. That's what you want to happen. If you have a 404 page on your website, and that's when you deleted a page or something, someone types something in and it's not there, and you go, oops, this page is missing. Say, have a page, and this is hugely massive. But make sure on that 404 page, it's like, I'm really sorry it's not here anymore, but as a thank, as a sorry, come and download my free lead magnet here. You don't call it a lead magnet, come and download my free top tips or my free certificate here. So that's what you want to be using that real estate, because that's really important, especially when you've got an older site and things move and old pages aren't there. Every time anyone places an order, get them to opt in. Or, you can opt them in and say, I put you on my list, but please let me know if you want me to take you off, or something like that. So use anyone that's a customer. Anyone that inquires, say, would you like me to pop you on my list so that I can keep in touch with you and let you know. So someone says, can I let you know the price list? And you say, would you like me to drop you on your list, because you get a free voucher code as soon as you're on it, and also a free gift, and then I can keep you informed. Who's going to say no if you're already in communications with them? So, at every opportunity, get them on your list. Local events. If you're doing an event, instead of just standing there trying to sell, get them on your list. Sound like a step record. You want to be, run a competition, run a giveaway, whatever works for you, but you want them to join your mailing list, So tell them that you'll email them a free certificate or free something if they join your list, and just have a form there which they fill in their details, and then you can input that later. You could do local talks at Women's Institute or local toddler groups and stuff like that. Go and talk to people, but instead of necessarily selling from stage or selling from there, you're getting them to join your list because they get a freebie from it. You can see why it's so important to have that lead magnet, because that's what you say. If you imagine you're going to do a talk to mums, instead of, you can obviously sell there. You can say, this is my range and you're free to buy here. But if not, I do have a great free gift that you can download by going to www. PR, again, it raises people, it joins people to, it pushes people to, anything that pushes people to your website. So PR, business cards, flyers, all of those push people to your website. Once you're on your website, you've got it structured in a way that everyone wants to get onto your list, okay? So, but you can also have call to action. So on your business cards and your flyers, you can add a call to action about, mentioning, don't forget to join here for your free something. So hopefully it's given you a few ideas. And in the group we can discuss other ideas that you might have, and it's all about getting as many people as you can, or as many of your target ideal customers as you can, onto your list, so that they get into your funnel and your autoresponder and your little sequence that you're going to take them through, so that that everyone that you ever come in contact with, that's ever risen their hand and said, I'm interested in what you do, that that they're in a sequence and they're going to find out everything they need to know about you, so that you feel confident that you're telling them everything, you're doing your bit, you're telling them everything they need to know, you're keeping in front of them regularly every month without fail. It can't be any later than a month, it has to be at least monthly, but you can do it more often, so that when the time comes, when they want to buy what it is that you sell, that they're going to buy from you, because there's no alternative, because you built that relationship, you've shown your worth, you've shown that you're regular and you're consistent, and you can be trusted, and that they got to know you and like you. So hopefully that helps. We can take any questions in the group, and I'd love to hear your feedback. So thank you very much for watching, and I really hope to see this implemented, because it's one thing I really think is worth you taking some time aside, getting it really right, because once you've got this structure in place in your business and this system in place in your business, then all you need to focus on is getting people onto your list, and then your marketing becomes so much easier, So if you imagine every event, every leaflet, everything is about driving people onto this, and then from there your list does the magic. And you can tweak your list, you can tweak your autoresponder and your sequence and and the journey over time to make sure it converts as much as possible, but you know that you're doing everything that you can for every single person you come in contact with. And without this system in place, that would not be possible. So you can really, if and nothing else, that you really appreciate how important this is. So thank you so much for watching. More than happy to answer any questions, and yeah, good luck with it.